The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He have sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of the sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Call halal YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Call halal YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All praises be to the Most High and our Lord and Savior, the deliverer of the nation of Israel. That's the tabernacle of David that scattered abroad all 12 tribes. Shalom, Labakaryam Shah Yasharallah. Peace to the hopeful elect, the Lord's elect. Much respect to the brothers who's doing this work in sincerity, and in all righteousness, and in truth. Double honors to the elders, the bishops, and the apostles of the great millstone, the one who taught me this truth according to the Bible. Just want to get into a very quick lesson here, because we're on the verge of, on a daily basis, of prophecies being fulfilled. Everything is being speeded up. The Lord said in the book of Matthew 24, verse 22, that except those days shall be shortened, no flesh shall be saved, right? So the Lord is speeding up the time, because this is how you know this man is coming down with great wrath. Yes, this is an article here from the USA VOA. I believe that's the magazine. But it says FBI calls out China for making critical infrastructure fair game for cyber operations. Let's get into the article. Lord's willing, it'll be edifying. You get something out of this, and it will be to the point. Starting to notice a certain trend here with this platform that we use. When certain information is brought out, the views keep being reduced. If it was folly, the views will be increased tenfold. But because it is the truth that's being brought out, they don't want the Lord's people to have an idea of what is going on. So they want to keep people in darkness. But anyhow, let's continue. Washington, it says efforts by China linked hackers to infiltrate computer systems and networks that run key sectors of the U.S. economy, only to lie in wait for an opportunity to strike. They always have a boogeyman. They always have someone to blame, but it's these same people that are telling you about the potential cyber attacks, because it's all usher into the system that they're about to release on the whole earth. It says, only to lie in wait for an opportunity to strike. As the elites always say, never let a good crisis go to waste, right? Appear to predate Chinese cyber operations that sparked warnings by U.S. officials earlier this year. When since have the FBI and all these agencies been warning the public? When they keep all this stuff to themselves, and they keep it very secret, Sam. Now all of a sudden they're warning the public about these Chinese hackers. I did a lesson on this through the Spirit and Power, YAHAWASHI, about 3 months ago. And it's always the boogeyman. Always find the boogeyman to blame. But it is these people who are creating the whole chaos, because they're all linked into the same system. It says, FBI Director Christopher Wray on Thursday said Chinese government's efforts to penetrate critical U.S. infrastructure for the purpose of setting up a possible cyber attack go back more than a decade. So it's always about the Chinese. I'm just going to play a quick little audio here from, this is a quick little excerpt from Clayton Morris on Redacted. And just listen to this for 1 second.
This happened.
And of course, so they don't want these bank runs. They don't want a bunch of people rolling up to the ATMs trying to get money out of these banks. One way, of course, to eliminate bank runs is to eliminate cash. Totally. Which is what you're seeing. This week, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, put out an ominous warning that cyber attacks could destroy the banking industry and cause bank runs, meaning people run to the bank to try to take out their cash all at the same time, but the banks don't have your money in the first place, so they can't give you any money anyway. This isn't a conspiracy theory. What you're looking at here is the International Monetary Fund issuing this warning. The organization's latest global financial stability report warns that the size of extreme losses from cyber incidents has more than quadrupled since 2017 to a value of $2.5 billion.
So I'll just leave it at that. So now you're getting warnings from the IMF. You're getting warnings from the FBI. You're seeing all these three-letter agencies. They're the ones on the forefront of these things, that are the ones who's orchestrating all these things on the left-hand side. Ultimately, it is YAHAWASHI that's the one in control, because he directs the minds of everyone on this earth. So it's just continue here. It says, FBI Director Christopher Wray said on Thursday that Chinese government's efforts to penetrate critical U.S. infrastructure for the purpose of setting up a possible cyber attack go back more than a decade. So you see, these guys have been planning this stuff since probably, I think, in the late 18th century. They've been trying this whole NWO, one world, one currency. This, if you understand what I'm trying to say here, they're all part of this whole system here, this beast system. It says China-sponsored hackers pre-positioned for potential cyber attacks against U.S. oil and natural gas companies way back in 2011. Ray told the audience at a Vanderbilt University security conference in Nashville, Tennessee. It took the hackers all of 15 minutes to steal data related to the control and monitoring systems while ignoring financial and business related information. So let me get this straight. So they had this information put out there since 2011, and there has been no system has been able to upgrade their systems and do whatever. They're telling you what is happening in their part, so they can tell you what is to come, right? So they're telling you that all these it's the Chinese, it's the Chinese, it's the Chinese. Meanwhile, it's them, because they want to usher in the new system. And this is all going to tie into all roads lead to the Mot B, Revelation 13, verse 16. See, so let's continue. It says, multiple U.S. agencies led by the FBI and Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency warned in February that hackers associated with a Chinese-linked group known as the Volt Typhoon have been hiding in key computer systems and networks for at least 5 years. If you're paying attention as well, they're looking to pass a motion to ban TikTok, because they say it has a lot of Chinese spyware, all the BS they can come up with. But this is what they're doing. They're blaming the cyber attacks on everybody but themselves, because they're the ones who's doing all this wickedness, because they have the power to do so, right? This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, woe to them that devise iniquity. What is iniquity? Sin upon sin. And work evil upon their beds. Evil goes into bad times, right? When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. So all these agencies you're seeing, IMF controls all, that's the International Monetary Fund. They're the ones who's issuing all these unrighteous decrees and loans to all these governments across the world that some of these smaller nations can't even pay back. But it's all debt slavery. That's all it is. It's all to control, track, trace, and monitor. At the end of the day, this is so all roads, Lord's willing, it's going to lead to the Revelation 13, verse 16. Salaki. Let's continue here. It says the spokesman denied any connection between Beijing and Volt Typhoon, saying the cyber threat group is not sponsored by any state or region. The spokesman also accused U.S. intelligence and cybersecurity agencies of passing false information about China activities in cyberspace in order to receive more congressional budgets and government contracts. I would change that to say the spokesman also accused U.S. intelligence and cybersecurity agencies of passing false information about China activities in cyberspace, and here's what I would change, in order to further push their agenda for the NWO. That's what they want to do, ultimately. It says Ray's comments, however, came just one day after another top U.S. cyber official called out Chinese behavior in cyberspace while speaking at the same conference. So they're all speaking the same language, because why? They're all part of the same system. The PRC is engaged in a deliberate campaign to challenge the United States and our allies' technology while putting our critical systems and national infrastructure at risk, said General Timothy Ha, who heads both the National Security Agency and the U.S. Cyber Command. Ha was especially critical of the actions taken by the Volt Typhoon, calling it an example of how China has approached establishing access to put things under threat. There's not a valid intelligence reason to be looking at water treatment plants from a cyber perspective. He said China is sending a pretty loud signal of how they intend to use cyberspace in a crisis. We should listen to that. The threat assessment published last week by the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency also concluded China uses its cyberspace capabilities to lay groundwork for malicious cyber activities and cyber attacks. Hence, another reason why they're looking to ban TikTok, like I said. The DIA, all these three-letter agencies, the DIA report also noted that China military has called for using space, cyber operations, and electronic warfare as weapons to paralyze adversary information systems during a conflict, right? So you're seeing that you're seeing that everything that they're telling you, it is going to come, because it ultimately it is the Lord who's controlling all these devils here. But the point is, they have to bring it out. They're telling you what's happening on their end. It's called predictive program they like to use, so they can come out and say, "We told you so," right? So this is why we have to spiritually detach ourselves from this, because what is about to hit the world, we have never experienced it, you see, because it's going to be a very bad time. It's going to test the faith and the patience of everyone on this earth, you see, because we have to get into, when I say we, referring to the hopeful elect, we have to get into that mindset of detaching from this world, because there's nothing in this world. If we continue in this, we use this world, but we don't abuse this world, right? As the scripture says. You see, so let's go to the book of 1 John 2:17. It says, let's go right to the point. Let's start off at 16. 1 John 2:15, Salaki. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world," right? "If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." So that means if you start getting to all these worldly things and thinking about your possessions, putting about your money in the bank, all the stocks and everything, because everything will come to naught. All those stocks, all those investments, all your pensions, everything, very soon they're going to tell you that in order for you to get access to your money, you're going to have to take that CHIP. This is why they keep pushing that cyber attack, because they need to blame someone to come up with a new system. Because if you look at all these countries, they're going digital for a reason. In 2019, the CEO of Bank of America, he made a statement, and he said it cost them billions of dollars to have to deal with cash. Right, so he's saying like over $5 billion. It costs them over $5 billion just to be dealing with cash, and they say it's a big hassle. So they're blaming the whole cash system. Now they're blaming the Chinese, the hackers. You see where this is going? Take a look at this for a second here. This article here I just brought up. I'm not even going too much, but it says the IMF, International Monetary Fund, claims cyber attacks have cost the financial sector roughly $12 billion in the last 20 years, and said extreme attacks could cause masses of customers to withdraw funds from banks. This is called bank runs. So ultimately, they don't want people to be running to the bank and say, "Oh, can I have my money?" Because the banks don't have that large capacity of money on deck. Let's say something major happens right now, some kind of glitch or whatever in the system, or I don't know, some type of crisis, which will come very soon. Everybody starts to go run to the bank to withdraw their money. The banks can't have that. So this is what they're trying to avoid. So they're saying that, like I said, the CEO of Bank of America, he's saying that they don't like to deal with cash because it costs them a lot of money, right? A year and a half ago, they deleted the owner of Cash App, So, and then shortly thereafter, they rolled out their own digital currency system called the Fed now, right? So you see, everything is for them about control. This is why this whole collapse, obviously, it's a fulfillment of prophecy, because all hell is about to break loose. And I don't think the average person have a clue what is coming for them. You see, because they know that once they collapse the system, it's going to be a free-for-all, but they're going to also come with what's called the solution. It's getting too ahead of myself here, but this is what they're trying to do. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 7, verse 12. It says, the time is come, the day draweth near. See, because this is the time we're in right now. They're about to collapse this whole system. All your money, all your investments is going to go poof. And the only solution is to take that small implantable device. Revelation 13, verse 16 and 17. It says, the time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon the multitude thereof. Yeah, because it's going to be, your money is going to be useless, right? Let's read that in another version here. It sounds, listen to in the NLT. It says, yes, the time has come, the day is here. Buyers shall not rejoice over bargains, nor sellers grieve over losses, for all of them will fall under my terrible anger. Because that's what I said. Ultimately, the Lord is the one who's stirring up all this stuff. So this is what we're gonna experience on this earth very, very soon. Whether you believe it or not, you're being warned, right? So let's go to the book of Psalms. Beautiful chapter here. Let's go to Psalms 94. Let's start off at verse 4. It says, how long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? Yeah, because this whole IMF is controlled. The international bankers, the 1%ers, the elite, they're the ones who's doing all this wickedness, right? It says, how long shall they utter and speak hard things? If you look on any bank, every 3 to 4 months they post their profits, first quarter profits, first half profits, what are 3/4 profits, so on and so forth. And you're talking billions and billions of dollars. So that's why they always boast. It says, how long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? See, this is how these people operate, right? They break in pieces thy people. The average Israelite don't have a pot to piss in, right? O Lord, and afflict thine heritage, because we are ultimately the so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American. We are the ones ultimately, this is why it's called Jacob's trouble, but we are the ones who are going to go through the most hardships, you see. But it says Jeremiah 30 verse 7, but Jacob shall be saved out of it, right? But that is talking about the elect, you see, because this is what they do. Let's drop down to verse 16. It says, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up against me for the workers of iniquity? Because this is all they do. Wickedness and iniquity, because that's all this is. Right? Verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? Because this is what they're going to do. I'm telling you right now, this is what they're going to do. Verse 21, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. And that's who they're talking about, the Israelites. Now let's continue here to this article. It's about just a very quick little article here. And all roads lead to this nonsense. Right? It says, intruder is arrested after breaking into the home of progressive Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, who is pleading for more criminals to be released from prison on bail. So this is the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, who is pleading for more criminals to be released from prison on bail. Yes, make it make sense, right? So her home was broken into by an intruder. So the same people that she's lobbying for, maybe could all be a setup, a psyop. Who knows? But hey, it says Ephraim Matthew, nice name, Ephraim Matthew Hunter, was arrested by LAPD for breaking into Mayor Karen's base home without harming the mayor or her family. Hunter broke in by smashing a window early on Sunday morning, with the LAPD responding promptly and arresting the suspect, authorities said. Had he harmed her, would she have that same sound in her mouth? Who knows? Right? It says Mayor Bass has helped implement progressive policies, including no cash bail that sees individuals who are arrested and charged with a crime simply released. So yes, she has a boss, and if you really remember not that long ago, and still going on in Eagle Pass, Texas, where Governor Greg Abbott was trying to he would put up all the barbed wire to keep some of the illegal migrants out. And what did the Biden administration do? They went to court and they won so they can continue having the border open. So you see, so all this is leading to the whole civil wars. Isaiah the 19th chapter will be fulfilled. The Egyptians versus the Egyptians, civil war, class wars, race wars, world wars, all kind of wars. It says, let's continue here. And I'll close out. Police in Los Angeles arrested a 29-year-old suspect following a break-in at the home. I think I read. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. So at the home of Mayor Karen Bass on Sunday morning, Bass and her family were not harmed when a man, Ephraim Matthew Hunter, gained access to Getty House, the LA mayor's official residence on Irvin Boulevard. Around 6:30 a.m. this morning, an individual smashed a window to gain entry to the Getty's house while occupied. The Los Angeles Police Department said in a statement on social media, adding the police responded and took a suspect into custody without incident. Not too long ago, several major states have their systems with the 911 and also blame it on possible cybersecurity as well, a cyber breach. So all these 911 systems were down. You're seeing what is happening. The cash is becoming digital. All these so-called migrants are coming to the country. The police is not responding, so they want order out of chaos. All hell is about to break loose. All hell is about to break loose. Let's see. Hunter is being held in lieu of $50,000 according to jail records. A case will likely be presented to the LA County District Attorney's Office this week. So I guess this is her house right here. This is so she's living loftily, right? She's living rich. It says Bass served as a Democratic member of Congress from 2011 until her election as the 43rd mayor in 2022. The former state assembly leader was the first woman and the second person to hold the post. After a mayor, Tom Bradley, who held the position, notice it didn't say after a white mayor, you see, stupidness, who held the position from 1973 to 1993. Mayor Bass has helped push progressive policies across the city, including no cash bail. The policy means individuals who are arrested and charged with a crime are then released from custody without having to pay bail money up front. Critics say the elimination of cash, once again, the elimination of cash offenses is an invitation for those to continue to brazenly break the law. 100%. It is the second time in 3 years Bass has been the victim of a break-in. You would think that this dummy would think otherwise, right? But once again, she has bosses and handlers that she has to answer to. So this decree is not coming from her. This is coming from the elites. In 2022, while she was running for office, 2 men stole a pair of handguns from her Baldwin Vista home. They only took the 2 weapons, leaving behind cash and electronics. Sounds like a setup to me, right? Who's going to just break into your home and steal handguns and leaving all the other valuables around? Patricio Munoz and Juan Espinoza. See, all these guys so far, all Israelites. These are Northern Kingdom members. It says pleaded no contest last year to burglary and grand theft of a firearm. Both received prison sentences. It says Bass' latest breaking comes just days after the mayor asked the city's rich and famous to help with the city's homeless crisis by offering affordable long-term housing rather than cracking down on cleaning up the streets. Oh yeah, of course. You best believe that this is a setup thing. See, Bass' latest breaking comes just days after the mayor asked the city rich and famous to help with the city's homeless crisis by offering affordable long-term housing rather than cracking down and cleaning up the streets. Man, that reek of alcohol. Staggering footage shows a homeless city along an LA freeway where residents have built front doors, electricity, and even hammocks. Soaring numbers of rough sleepers have led to dozens congregated along the Arroyo sector next to the busy 110 freeway, video shows. This is America, people. Mayor Bass asked the city's rich and famous to fund affordable long-term housing for its 46,000 homeless people. And just understand this for one moment. There's so much money in this world that no one in this world should go hungry. But a certain group of people, the rich man, the wicked, hoard all this money for themselves. You look at all these so-called rich men. Some of these guys' net worth of billions and billions of dollars, and these people are asking for crumbs, right? They're asking for crumbs because this is why they do. They gather themselves together, and that's why even King David is saying, Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? But the scripture also says, knowing this, but the triumph of the wicked is for a short moment. I know I butchered that, but it says the triumph of the wicked is short, right? Roughly paraphrasing. But it says, let's see. Right now, we are working to move past nightly rentals. Bass says we are asking most fortunate Angelinos to participate in this effort with personal, private sector, and philanthropic funds to help acquire more properties, lower the cost of capital, and speed up housing. Good luck for that one. Let's see here. I'll just close it out very soon. Along the busy freeway, structures include a small stone wall, a front door, and an electricity light empowered by stolen electricity. One resident has even strung up a hammock for relaxing despite of a roar of traffic. Disgruntled neighbors believe the encampment should be swept away. You see, the rich man don't care about the poor at the end of the day. So, I mean, it is what it is. This is all the Lord speeding up the time. And you think about a place like America. America is supposed to be that they boast themselves as the beacon of the world, but you're seeing a collapse, decaying society, and that's the worms right now. When you start to think about a society that's decaying, this is what it is, that wormwood. So, I mean, that's all I really have on that. So I hope till the next time, Lord's willing, I will just get into other stuff later on, Lord's willing. But hope you've been edified until I say next time. Shalom.